Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the latest expansion-packed episode of the Switch It Up show. I am your host today, sethtrav, joined as always by our friend Glenn.
How you doing today, Mr. Trav?
My guy, I am doing super well because I am taking the fight to evil. That's right, I am bringing you the latest in our smut series where I play hentai versus evil. That's right, buddy. But before we get to that, we have got to let these sweet beats ride. Anamanaguchi, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, the sweet tones of the tubular tunes. So, the first game we are reviewing today is Hentai vs. Evil. It is currently marked down from $9.99 to $7.99, and you get 40 gold coins when you purchase it digitally on the Nintendo eShop. But for the purposes of this review, I am playing it on the PS5.
You say it's $7.99?
$7.99, my guy, is the price point for it on the Nintendo Switch. And I do want to point out, I cannot find it on the PSN store. I believe it may have gotten pulled because the PSN version, as it turns out, is censored, and the Nintendo Switch version is uncensored.
It's kind of crazy. That's wild.
It is wild. It's crazy that the Switch has the more risque games these days. But the description goes, rescue anime girls from hordes of demons and zombies. Sometimes a little zombie killing and demon slaying is all you need, but a dash of naughty flavor to spice things up certainly can't hurt, right? In Hentai vs. Evil, demons have invaded the city, the suburbs, and even the beach, turning the residents into flesh-eating zombies and throwing cute girls into cages. It's time to stop the madness. Rescue those girls. Have them join your ranks as you take down the source of evil in a rain of bullets and look good doing it. Features 3 playable characters, all customizable to your liking. Hentai vs. Evil offers a hedonistic action experience that prizes freeform fun above all else. Navigate wide open stages on foot, utilize a variety of weapons to take down your foes, survive by grabbing power-ups, and make sure no waifu gets left behind. It features survive against demons and zombies in free-roaming 3D action. Unlock playable characters by rescuing them from cages. Customize the girls' appearances with cute outfits for less clothing. Find and use a variety of weapon types. Challenge yourself with alternative play modes. And select from multiple difficulty settings. It is, of course, rated M for mature, for blood, violence, nudity, sexual themes. And it's from our friends over at eastasiasoft, Axios Games, and Katniss Game Studio. Ladies and gentlemen, as many of these smut games go, as you know, we have played quite a few on the Switch It Up show. This game is a shocker because it is not just about the smut. That's right, it is a shocker. I said it, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first. This game is surprisingly good. It's surprisingly fun, at least for me. I love games that are very sort of bullet hell. We've done a lot of games like that on the show. And this one is very similar to that. You just run around shooting a bunch of enemies, trying to get as many power-ups and guns as you can, and you try to see how long you can survive. And that's what this game does.
I pulled up the entry on the eShop because when you hear this title, you're like, this is insane. And ironically, it really just looks like a third person shooter. It doesn't even the screenshots that they have on the eShop in no way are what you think the title would be talking about.
Exactly. It's much more tame than I imagined.
A million times more, at least from the pictures that they show.
There is a photo mode, and I do believe that is where it becomes much more risque. And I do believe that the M rating comes from the fact that you can change things. You can have them in bikinis, things like that. On the PS5 version, I didn't see any nudity, and I honestly did not mess around with the photo mode because I just didn't even think to go in there because I thought it was just going to be, regular photo mode. You just take pictures of them running around doing whatever it is they're doing, which in this case is killing zombies and the Grim Reaper all the time. This game, it is surprisingly good, but it's still very, very lax. Like the 3 people that you can unlock and play as, there's really no differences between them except their outfits and essentially their hair color. But you can change all that. You can change their skin color to basically anything you want. You can have them be green women. You can change their hip size. You can change their bust size. You can make them super crazy. And the physics are all there, oftentimes in funny ways. Like you see so much back boob, it's ridiculous. But like, what do you expect from a game called Hentai versus Evil? The music is pretty good, but like I was saying, the overall game is fairly lackluster and devoid of many reasons to continue playing beyond maybe your initial 45 minutes to an hour. Fairly easy to get all the things unlocked that you want to unlock. And unless you're really, really enjoying seeing these few women run around and jiggle for you, you're not going to have the best time. There's only like 3 gun types that you can unlock, 3 or 4, and there's only like 3 or 4 power-ups. They do definitely power you up and make it easier to play and fight these hordes and hordes of enemies. But like I said, overall, it's super, super simple, and it's not really doing anything amazing beyond being a passable game. It's very unexpected that a game like Hentai versus Evil would be as passable as it is. So because it is just getting by as well as it does, I'm giving Hentai versus Evil a 3.5 out of 5.
Not a bad score. Not. I mean, much better than you would think it would be. That's for sure.
Definitely much better than you would think it would be, and that's why you get the 0.5.
There you go, my man. There you go. So the game is okay. It's not total trash. If it was trash and you threw it away, it would be Trashed, the title of our next game over on Steam for PC of all places. Switching it up with a little bit of a Steam title. So let me go ahead and give you a little bit about this game. Give you a very small synopsis. They do synopsis. Either one.
Synopses.
Look at that. You'll learn something every day here on the Switch It Up Show. Take over a dysfunctional waste management facility on a distant planet. Build incinerators, recyclers, robots, turrets, and more. Battle vicious creatures on the planet's surface with powerful weapons. This game actually released on the 17th of February, although it is still what they call an early access game. Basically, it's like a pre-alpha version of this game that you can play over on the Steam shop. And as you play this, they will be releasing more and more updates to it. So they have a few disclaimers on the website saying that, hey, this is early access, it's not quite ready yet. So kind of just to prepare yourself for updates. Things may not work perfectly. Some things are going to be added. They're open to feedback to make things better. So you just want to make sure that you kind of keep that in mind when you play this. So this game is $9.99 currently in its early access state. And basically, what you're doing is you are very much, like they say in the description, in charge of this waste management facility. But what's interesting about this is that as opposed to a lot of different management type of games, it's not third person, it's not top down, it's all through the first person viewpoint. And basically what happens is you are on this distant planet, and you have to go through and pick up different contracts is what they call them. And contracts are basically objectives that you have to complete around the level. And as you're on this planet, they kind of, I feel like, get a little bit of inspiration from No Man's Sky. I know you're a big No Man's Sky fan, Mr. Trav. And if you let the planet get too dirty, you'll notice that the air quality starts to fall. And while you're on this planet, ships are constantly flying overhead, dropping off all types of trash, and you have to figure out the best way to deal with it. And as you pick up your different objectives or bounties or contracts as they call them, you're going to say build an air purifier, build an incinerator, build a recycle machine, make sure that you recycle 20 pieces of items, throw this many things away. There are these giant Starship Troopers, spiders roaming all over the place that you also have to deal with. with, and they are not very friendly. So you have to be able to subdue them. There's bounties for them as well. You can explore the planet, and while you're there, there's all types of different like nooks and crannies and caves and other races that you can run into, and they'll turn around and give you some more bounties and stuff that you can do to get done and like win more money. Basically, your goal is to make sure that you keep the planet as like healthy and safe as possible, and to manage the trash, recycle, and improve the atmosphere and stay alive. And that's kind of like the bottom line of this game. It's
like you're trying to prevent Wal E from happening.
Yes, that's a great way. That's a great way to say it. It very much feels like Wal E. A lot of the characters that you run into are kind of like on the whimsical side, and the graphics in this game are like are really good. I think for the fact that this game is $9.99, like if this was on the Switch, you'd be like, this looks great. I think it definitely looks good on PC. I was super impressed with it. It plays with keyboard and mouse, which I'm still kind of getting used to after playing with a controller so often. A lot of games on Steam have controller support, but at the moment this is not one of them, so maybe that's something they'll be adding. But despite that, I didn't really feel like the controls were too difficult to master or anything like that. Since it's first person, it kind of plays like a little bit of a shooter with some of those like building mechanics to it, but the building stuff is super easy. You either have enough money to build something or you don't. So really all you have to do is like press the B button for build, choose what you want, buy it, and then place it anywhere you have room for it. But they have a tutorial mode that you start off in, and they will kind of walk you through doing different things, but they don't quite like, I would have liked if they held my hand a little bit more, because as I started to build different things, I didn't really realize that I could not only build an incinerator or a recycle machine, and instead of just having to carry things over to it, I didn't realize that there were more things that I could do to like build a conveyor belt to help me. Like I could just throw the stuff on the conveyor so I didn't have to run all the way over to it. So it's very much like it is trash management and it's management in its most accurate description. Like that's what you're doing for the majority of this, and then there's all types of little cool side quests that you can do. I like this game. I think it's fun. I'm anxious to see what's going to happen with it as they start to work on it more and more. Again, it's at the early stages, but I also like how they open these games up on Steam for you to be able to jump in and kind of be part of that process as they make it the game that it was meant to be. So for $9.99, trashed on Steam is a good time. I'm going to give this game a 3.5 out of 5.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Again, very similar games. Very similar scores for games. Obviously, Hentai versus Evil
a little
is like nothing else. One of a kind game right there, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to check out all the smut titles that we've played here on the Switch It Up Show. Check out our back catalog anywhere you can find podcasts, and now mostly on the YouTube. Be sure to check out several of the episodes there. Tell all your friends. Sub to the YouTube channel. That's YouTube.com/Preach Network. You can find us there or follow me. I'm at sethtrav. Him, he's at From the Crib. That's our friend Glenn. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, I have got to remind everybody that if any of this got boring, you can always switch it up.